Hello world, this is Random Fix, and in my hand right here I have the Mucar VO6. And for a wireless Bluetooth scan tool, it has a lot of promising features. So in this video today we're going to go ahead and try it out. I'm going to show you guys how to connect it, try out some of the different features, show you guys what's in the box, and lastly we're going to go ahead and give this a Random Fix tool grade so you can make a better decision for yourself. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here. So we got the Bluetooth dongle out of the unit. It just pops out just like that. And so it's all contained unit. There's no batteries or anything in here. And we're going to connect this to the vehicle. And just to show you guys how easy this is, I'm going to do this with one hand. So everything you need is inside this unit. Push down just like that. This pops out. And you're going to connect it to the port, which is right there. This is keyed. It could only go in one way. You can't get this wrong. And as soon as you connect it, you'll see the light turn green. You'll hear a little beep. It means you're good to go. And all you got to do now is go and turn on the ignition. So your check engine light is going to be on, but your motor is not going to be running. And now you can go ahead and use the scan tool here to save yourself lots of money by doing some of your own repairs and troubleshooting. Alright, so we're in the vehicle. I am doing a screen share so you guys can better see what's going on the actual scan tool here. And since this is Bluetooth, if I wanted to, I could work up to 33 feet away from the vehicle. And it's Bluetooth 4.0, so it has great range. And we're going to go and start off with the main display here. So the very first thing that I like to do is when I am using a scan tool like this, is I like to make sure that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. So up top we can see the time there, and to the right of that we can see that we're connected to the internet. And if you scroll down just like this, you can go ahead and get to the quick menu here, and over here we can do a couple of nice things here. We could adjust brightnesses, volumes, record the screen, and we can do a little cut feature and screen orientation. So if you wanted to hold it this way versus the other way around, you could. You could scroll up and it'll lead you back to the home menu. One thing I do like, this has a back function. So if you swipe to the right, it'll go ahead and just go to the previous menu. This makes it really easy when you're navigating around. And the very first function on the left right here is the scan function. And we'll talk a little bit more about this as we go through the, and then next to that we have the OBDII. So this scan tool right here will work on any vehicle 1996 and newer. And then we have maintenance and service, and these are 28 special functions that are included in the scan tool here. And the scan tool does include lifetime updates, so if there is a new release on any of these features here, you're going to go ahead and get it for free. One of the things that I recommend, besides making sure you're connected to the internet when you are connecting to a vehicle, go ahead and email the manufacturer your VIN number, the make and model of the vehicle, and they'll give you a list of all available features, so that way you know exactly what you're getting. And I'll have their contact information down below as well with any special coupon codes. So we have 28 special functions here, and these can vary depending on the vehicle. Some of these are for diesel vehicle. We have an ABS bleed function over here. We have a parking brake service position right here. We have immobilizers right here. We have a NOx reset. We have an odometer function, and we have oil resets. And if you wanted to go back, you just swipe back. And that little beep that you guys just heard is just a reminder to go ahead and remove the VCI, which stands for Vehicle Communications Interface. That little plug that went on the very bottom of the OBD2 connect. And yeah, we have a window reset. So if you have a BMW, a Infiniti, or a Nissan vehicle, and you notice when you first open the door that the window goes down a little bit, well, that's one of the things with the window. So you sometimes need to reset those. And then we have tire size retrofitting. So if you go ahead and change the tires on your vehicle, you can go ahead and come in here and recalibrate the speedometer to read the correct speed based on the new tire dimensions. And again, it's not available for every car, so you want to make sure that you email the manufacturer. I'm going to go back. And one of the things, if you notice right here next to the Wi-Fi icon, whenever the VCI is connected to the scan tool here, you'll see that little icon appear right there. And then it will give me a reminder to go ahead and remove it in case I'm done with my task. And then we have a store. And right here is where you can go ahead and purchase additional access to some of the bi-directional features of the scan tool here. So let's just say you wanted to access the bi-directional features of the body control module, so you could roll the windows up and down. You can go ahead and program the seatbelt warning not to come on because you're using it for work and you often have something on the seat and there's a sensor inside the seat. You can go ahead and deactivate that. So on mine, I can go ahead and hit diagnose and we'll get into that menu. But that feature is available to you for $49 a year. You don't have to buy this, by the way. However, the nice thing is most of the times I either drive a Toyota or a Toyota-like vehicle. So Toyota and Lexus are combined. And the same might be true for maybe Infiniti, Nissan. So we also have the same kind of idea here with the GM products. So good thinking there. And then we have an update feature. So the setup on this is really easy. You do not need a computer to go ahead and get this thing activated, updated, and basically to use in the vehicle. You just need a Wi-Fi connection. And tip number 3 so far is going to be, if you have multiple scan tools like I do, you want to try to have a different email address for each one, because I've experienced some difficulties where I try to use one email address for multiple devices. It just goes and messes things up. You can do an update anytime by just hitting update and you're good to go. And you could also do an app update. So this means the actual system can be updated. So I'm using the latest version there, and I really like the swipe back feature. Then we can go ahead and hit this file access here, and that will just go and access some of the files that you recorded earlier. We have a Chrome feature here, so if you wanted to use the Chrome browser, just got to agree with the terms and you're good to go. We have a file manager again. We have a OBD2 fault code library here. So that's pretty nice, because if you're trying to troubleshoot a powertrain code right here, the C is for chassis, B is for body, and the U is for undefined. So if we had a P0420 code, we can go ahead and hit this right here, and it lets us know that the code is related to the catalyst system and gives you some information there. We have a vehicle coverage list, and this is going to be all online. That's why I like being connected to the Wi-Fi. So you can go ahead and access any of these vehicles here, and it looks like it has commercial vehicles as well. Pretty cool. We have a learning section and we have videos. And lastly, to the right over here, we have this setup section. So we have the Chrome browser again. We have a customer management. So if you were using this for a shop, you can go ahead and add that customer in here, and maybe now you can go ahead and share a report with them. And you have a business info section right here. So if you're using this for your shop, check that out. You could go ahead and put your logo in, all the details of the shop, and it's going to go ahead and put that on top of the report. And we have a USB connection mode here. So we have screenshots, photo album, screen recorder, which we're using right now. And we're going to go down a little bit further here to a couple of features that I really like. One of them is going to be this mode switch. So check this out. Right now we're under the host function. And under the host function, it lets us know that there's going to be a lot of development for this scan tool here. So if you wanted to go ahead and use a printer down the line, you can go ahead and connect a printer using one of these ports up here, and you're good to go. So Mucar is actually a sub-brand of a different scan tool manufacturer that's huge. They're actually ThinkCar. So I've used this kind of scan tool many times, and it's actually one of my favorites. And when I first started reviewing scan tools, one of them was the ThinkCar Mini, and was my favorite scan tool, honestly. And this is the exact replica of it. However, with that special pricing that you guys are getting on the channel here, this is unbeatable, and you're going to get that same support, that same quality, just for a lot cheaper, I think. And then we have remote diagnosis, and this is pretty cool because now I get to go ahead and get somebody to help me on this ticket here. Remember that Mucar actually has 24/7 timely support, so you could reach out to them. Maybe you don't know what's happening to your vehicle, you can give somebody else access and they can go ahead and help you troubleshoot. And the scan tool here is based on Android 10, and it's a quad core processor, 1.8 gigahertz. And I love this scan tool. Honestly, guys, I don't normally get emotional about things and give you guys my personal take on it, but I love not hearing little switches go on and off. And there's a lot of other scan tools out there on the market that use inferior electronics, and you can hear basically like little relays and little ticking in there, and it's really annoying. So I love the feel and the stability of this scan tool. However, it's not perfect, and we're going to cover that at the end here when we go ahead and give this a random fix tool grade. And now let's go ahead and go into scan. So one of the things I love doing is hitting this auto search, and on some scan tool manufacturers like a 50-50, it works, then it doesn't work. On this one right here, as long as your ignition is on, so far I've gotten 100% on the auto scan, so that is great. So you don't have to do as much work. You don't have to sit by the driver's side door and try to type in the VIN number. And all you need to do is go ahead and select the area that you're in. So in North America, we're 16 pin, and my vehicle information is listed here. And one thing to keep in mind right here, look at this option right here where it says travel mileage. So that's in kilometers, but this is really important. This vehicle is a 2016 Toyota Prius. Well, a lot of Toyota Priuses get bought and people change out the odometer, so they think the vehicle has 100,000 or 150,000 miles, but in actuality it may have 300,000 miles, and you're getting somebody else's dead horse. So I'm going to show you guys a similar section in this scan tool where you can view this kind of information, and you don't have to even convert it from kilometers over to miles. Hit OK again, and now we can go ahead and do a few things. One of the very first things that we can do is called a health report, and this health report is pretty cool because we're gonna go and just check out what's happening on the vehicle here. And imagine you're buying a vehicle, it's a used car, and you go to the dealership or to the person's house, you take this with you, plug it in, and you just do one of these health reports. So now you can tell that the vehicle A has the monitors are ready for the smog test, right? You could also tell certain things about the vehicle if the door lock is not working. So this vehicle actually has a little bit of a hiccup on the passenger side door, and this is going to go ahead and detect that. Basically, you're saving yourself maybe hundreds or thousands of dollars by using a scan tool like this. And remember, it includes lifetime updates, so you purchase it one time and basically pays for itself. You can help your girlfriend, your cousin, your neighbor, anybody else with their car repairs. And if you guys got any questions, you guys are always welcome to reach out to me. However, Mucar does have pretty good support, and they're available 24/7. Okay, so this is done. It's 100%, and we can see right here that there is something going on the passenger side door motor here, and we can go ahead and read the code and lets us know there's some sort of malfunction, and we can go back. And now what I can do is I can go ahead and clear everything if I wanted to. I could also go ahead and share this report with somebody, and the report is just going to generate into a PDF, and you just type in an email address. You don't have to do any kind of setup, and you're good to go. And then we are going to go to where it says system selection. So over here I can choose from all systems, powertrain. So this is your engine, your transmission, right? And then we have your chassis. This is going to be your traction control, your ABS units, and then we have body. So your body is going to be your power windows, power door locks, your wipers, those kind of things. So let's just go into the powertrain here, and let's go to, and under powertrain we have the engine. the hybrid control, the EV battery, the cruise control, the motor generation, motor generator. So let's go ahead and go into the engine, hit OK. And now we can go ahead and read data streams. So basically this is like live data, however on the OE level side. So this is what a Toyota dealership would see, right? So it's a lot better information. You can access the OBD2 side of live data as well. So we can go ahead and do that in a little bit. But now I can go ahead and choose select all, hit OK, and everything's basically displayed for me here. And the reason I started the vehicle is because my voltage was under 12. So one thing to keep your eye on is if you're going to go ahead and maybe do a long programming, any kind of relearn, if your battery is not perfect, you want to go ahead and put it on a battery charger, because when you have the ignition system on, it could really drain down the battery here. So we have a lot of great information here. Air fuel mixture values. I mean, this list is going to be really, really long. And if we scroll at the very bottom right here, and it has total distance travel. So currently my odometer on the vehicle is showing 117277, and right here says the distance on the vehicle is 117,277. So I can be 100% guarantee that this is the true mileage on this vehicle. As vehicles get more expensive, you're going to just see more and more cases where people are going to be changing odometers. All kinds of weird things are going to happen like this again, as cars are selling for thousands and thousands over the actual retail price now. And we can go ahead and record this. We can do a report, and you can also go back using this little arrow right here, or you can swipe to the right. And right here where it says actuation test, this is that $49 that you're paying extra money for to basically get bi-directional support. So not only can it read information from the vehicle, it can send a command to the vehicle. So let's just say we want certain things to happen, right? We want to activate the circuit relay. We could on here. We want to open up the fuel door, so we can go ahead and monitor the command to be sent over there, or we say we don't want to go ahead and monitor it. Let's just go ahead and monitor it and select all, and we hit OK. And most of the times when you're doing this, you want to make sure that the vehicle engine is off. Mine happens to be a hybrid, so it's not a big deal. However, don't have the engine on if you're going to be doing something major. This is just a fuel door. So this is the data here that relates to the actual fuel door, and I can hit on. And the fuel door just opened. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the engine off, turn the ignition back on, and we're going to go back. So the fuel door is open now. We can also turn on things like the engine fan here. And this time we'll go no monitoring. So let's just turn on the fan to high. So you can definitely hear that fan turned on. You can go low, and you can also go off. So this is really important because there are times where people repair vehicles and they do something backwards. I've heard of a story where a guy's car was overheating because he put the positive negative on the fan. So when the fan did turn on, instead of blowing and sucking air through the car backwards, it was actually blowing the hot air through the radiator. So this will just help you troubleshoot without having to tear the whole car apart and sit there with a power probe or anything else. So that's really nice. We could also activate the fuel vapor valve. We can keep doing things such as the electronic water pump. So if you had a car that had an electronic water pump, you can go ahead and activate it. That's simple. And so if you activated the water pump and you didn't hear anything, then you can have a better idea of what's happening. So this water pump is supposed to run at 3,000 RPM. So let's just say I turn on this water pump and the actual water pump was only running at 2000, right? That might be a reason why the vehicle is experiencing a overheating issue or something else. I can turn it off. And yeah, it's got some pretty cool stuff here. You could do a cylinder compression on here. On this particular Toyota Prius, that function does not work. So later on when we go to grade this, is this going to get a perfect score on the glitches? No. However, no scan tool that I've seen is perfect. And maybe on the OEE level side, there's perfect scan tools. On the consumer side, not all functions work on all vehicles. And so then we got special functions here. So special functions are pretty cool because we can customize the vehicle. So we talked about this a little bit earlier about the seat belt warning. We can go ahead and deactivate that. I'll show you guys how easy it is. Under warnings, and we can go ahead and go to front passenger buzzer and hit set right here. And right here I turn off the passenger side seatbelt warning. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that, and it's this easy. So you don't have to be afraid of making a mistake. So that was pretty easy. I could also change the reverse buzzer. So if you got a teenage child that's driving your vehicle and you want it to obviously make a little bit more noise when they get into reverse, you could definitely do that. Under the customization, here under the fan speed increments, you can go ahead and change it to fast. So instead of sitting there going up, up, up on your dial, you can go ahead and go from high to low a lot faster. That's pretty easy. So I'm going to go and change that back. Wow, this is pretty cool. So I normally don't like the eco mode AC. You can turn off that completely here. And again, this is the bi-directional support that you have to actually purchase to go and customize this stuff. So I'm going to go back to the main menu here, and we can just hit OK here. And then we can go and hit OBD2 here. And onboard diagnostic 2 is a really cool function. I have seen times where if something on the OE level, which was the Toyota side, does not work, the onboard diagnostics protocol will go ahead and work. So this is a lot of great information here because it tells us the check engine light is off. It's got 0 codes, 8 monitors that are ready, 0 that are incomplete, and there are 49 data streams that are currently supported. And now we can actually view all the readiness monitors. So everything's complete the way it's supposed to be. And if something was not, it would just say not ready. And if something's not ready, you probably want to find out why it's not ready before you go and purchase that vehicle. And we could also view live data here. We could do all kinds of cool stuff. So let's go ahead and try this on a vehicle that has a laundry list of issues because it's a European vehicle. And we're going to go ahead and do a quick health check on that, and we'll see if we can clear everything with that health check and see how it goes. Alright, so we are in the Mercedes here. Very easy. So we're in the Mercedes here. We plugged it in, turned on the ignition, and let's go to scan. Do a scan on here. VIN number detection. Very nice. Let's go to manual select. This is a Sprinter, and we're going to notice a 907. And let's just do a quick health report. And the mileage on this vehicle is under 16,000 miles. So it's a brand new vehicle that I bought in January or February. And see all those little red marks where the 7 and the 1 are? Those are all going to be little mishaps in the car. So it's really nice to have one of these scan tools because you can save yourself quite a bit of money. I remember the very first time I got an airbag light on the vehicle because I was converting it to a camper van. It really drove me crazy because a lot of scan tools out there were just not up to date, and since the car was newer, they hadn't released it. However, the software from the Mucar and the Thin car was the one that actually got this to work, and it worked without a hiccup, which was great. So now it's actually scanning all the different modules on the vehicle here. So what I normally do is I go ahead and I do a report, and once I do the report, I then go ahead and try to clear everything up, and I see if it reappears again. So I can go ahead and do a quick PDF of this, and we can see we have all of these issues. Once I share it, I have it for my records. I'm going to go ahead and clear everything here, and to see if the clear diagnostic trouble codes icon actually works. And a lot of these codes actually come up when you let the car sit for a long time. So when I was on my road trip, this car sat for about 3 weeks in Texas. It lets me know to turn off the ignition. Normally when you turn off the ignition, you want to wait about 10 seconds before you go ahead and turn it back on. That way it lets all the fault codes register with the computer. And 10 seconds later, we're going to go ahead and turn on the ignition. And it's a smart scan tool, so it knows about the 10-second rule. Some scan tools don't do that, and that can cause a huge problem. So turn the ignition back on, which we did. You normally want to do that in sync. So that command was sent over, and the ones that reappeared here again, that's because there's an actual issue with that particular module. So right here on the AC system, there is something that's going on. I'm not sure, so when I take it into Mercedes-Benz, they can go ahead and troubleshoot that themselves before the warranty is up. Hey everybody, if you're finding the video to be helpful, consider giving the video a thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, why not subscribe? Because it's absolutely free and it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much. So let me show you what actually comes in the box here. So we got a really nice box here from Mucar. Nicely put together. Here's a box, some basic information here. And inside this box we have a nice case. I love these hard shell cases because they really protect your investment here, especially since this has a 6-inch screen. Inside the case you'll have the unit itself, and inside the unit you have the VCI connector right here, so that just pops out like that. And then we got the unit itself here. The unit itself has 2 ports up top, so it's got a USB-C and a regular USB. I love the USB-C connection here because I have not even used the wire that it came with, because I just use my Android wire, and that is included in here. And check this out, it comes with plugs for the US and the EU. So imagine you have somebody that loves working on cars in different parts of the world, and since we know that this works on 120 plus car brands, this is the one that you don't have to worry about, is it going to work with your car or not. It is going to work. And we also get the charger here, and then also you'll go ahead and get the password letter. So this is the one that you're going to go ahead and need to activate, which is just done right through Wi-Fi, and you do not need to connect to the computer. And you get a simple owner's manual, and it's so simple I haven't had to open it because it's based on Android and everything is streamlined. So this is almost the perfect gift. And if the Mucar VO6 is a little bit out of your price range, I'll also include a video link in the description below to the Mucar CS4. This is a little bit budget friendlier, and it does a lot of the same kind of basic functions. It just doesn't give you some of those extra perks like the Bluetooth, and check out that review as well. But Mucar definitely makes a great product here. Now we're going to go ahead and give this a random fixed tool grade so you can make a better decision for yourself. So the VO6 here has lots of great features. Besides the OE level supports, the lifetime updates, the built-in Bluetooth, the dual band support of 2.4 and 5.0 Wi-Fi. It has great support from thin car, which is going to be able to help you 24/7 in case you run into an issue. And besides that, currently the unit with the special coupon that's listed in the video box down below is going to run you about $315. So given all those facts, this unit is going to go ahead and score a 91 out of 100, which is a great score, and I think you'll really enjoy using their product, as I have actually enjoyed working with a vendor to make sure that the product is accurately displayed to you guys and you guys know exactly what you're getting. Thanks again for watching the channel. If you guys liked the video and found it to be helpful, consider giving the video a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Because anytime I post videos that are aimed to save you time and money, you're going to go ahead and get notified, besides always keeping my reviews authentic and real. And I hope that the vendors here at Mucar like the fact that I can go ahead and talk about their unit honestly and say it's not perfect. It is very close, and I wish I could go ahead and try out some of the hybrid functions where you can go ahead and diagnose the batteries, but on the 2016 Toyota Prius, that function didn't work. And I think this is something that they're going to fix in the very near future. Again, these reviews are meant to be truthful and honest so you guys get the best bang for your dollar. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again.